Welcome to the Vault XL. This is live number 2. What you're about to hear is a true story. A person has decided to join this new age of taxi service called ride sharing. The driver gets the notification to go to a said location to pick up a person, female. The GPS does not take them in the right direction, takes them in the opposite direction, does not even take them on the turn where they're supposed to go. They get a call from the said app notifying them not to give out personal information, blah, blah, blah. The driver's a bit leery, like, why am I getting this notification? Is this standard? Which maybe it is. But anyway, as they're getting the notification from the app, they're also getting a call from the client, the person that needs to be picked up. This person is saying, oh, I see you went the wrong way. You passed my location. So the person then goes back down the street, drive. The app is now leading them, hopefully, to this person's said location. So they're going up street for street, turning, finally make it there. 2 young females come out. Now, mind you, this is dark. It's dark and it's late, nearing 11 p.m. The driver is leery because, 1, it is dark. 2, the 2 females that come out look like children. So the driver's trying to assess to themselves, are these children or just adults that look like kids, sound like kids? So they get in, thank the driver, start talking about what was going on with the app. The driver explains the mishap of the app not reading the location properly. The GPS is off since they've started doing this as a profession, that it doesn't always take them to the person's location. It takes them around, makes them go around different streets. Somehow the GPS just does not work properly. Long story short, they understand. But there was a comment at first when the person had called the driver and said, hey, you passed my house. Naturally, the person could see the location of the driver and their route. And the driver was, a bit perturbed because they've been dealing with this a lot. GPS not reading locations properly. And was thinking to themselves, I don't really have to be doing this at all because, 1, it's dark. And I'm coming to your home in the dark, not getting paid much money to do this either. And I don't need a lecture about what's going on with the app because obviously you don't know the app has problems. And the person explained it diplomatically to the client that they were getting a call at the same time that they were calling. So they were answering the app first before answering their call. Long story short, on the app, you can request a stop. Don't know how many you can request, but nonetheless, you can request a stop, and it will show up on the app that your customer has a stop. They get to the stop, which is a convenience store, and it's not open. So now the driver has the discretion to either offer to take them to a store nearby or take them straight to their location. And naturally, one of the girls is disappointed, like, oh, I spent all this money to go to this store and they're not open. I thought they closed at 12. But obviously, the store was closed about 11 minutes beforehand. So then the driver offers, well, would you like to go to another store up the street, that's in close proximity? And then the person said yes. So as they're going around the street, they come across another convenience store of the same name, and it's open. How ironic. So the driver says, well, would you like to stop here? And the 2 girls said yes. So the driver waits while they go in the store, piddle-paddle around, taking a couple of minutes longer than anticipated by the driver and also by the app, because then the app sends a notification. Is everything okay? Your stop is longer than usual. So then the driver sends a message back, no thanks, we don't need any help. No emergency, blah, blah, blah. The two girls finally exit out of the store, get back into the vehicle. So the driver decides to inquire about these girls because the driver is saying to self, I believe these are children out after 11 p.m. What the hell are they doing out? So let's ask some questions. Let's play 2020 with these customers. Hey, are you all in school? Going to school? And they said yes. And then they mentioned the school they attended, which was not the university. It was a high school, a local high school. So then the driver says, you're out at this time of night in a ride share with a stranger after 11 p.m.? Oh, we went to work. Both of the girls work. Just so happened at the university in food services. They talked about how they liked it, blah, 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 meeting new people, so on and so forth. But what the driver found strange is what they had already thought in the first place. One, they looked young, petite in nature, did not look like adults. The driver asked her age. One said 16, one said 17. One mentioned that they didn't get help from their parents, so this is why they were working at the university. Naturally, to have spending change. So the driver's assessing all of this information from these two females that are the passengers. And the driver is not content because the driver is saying these kids don't have any business in a stranger's car. They don't have any business riding around at 11 o'clock at night in a stranger's car. Do their parents really know where they are? So one of the girls tells the driver, after being asked, that place you picked me up, that's my house, and now we're going to her house. So the driver was thinking to themselves, this is idiotic. Spring break just ended. It's a Monday night. You've had to have ample enough time to kick it with your schoolmates, this girl. Why are you leaving your house at 11 o'clock at night, just getting off a job allegedly that night, and going to a neighboring project? You just got picked up from one housing project to the next one. And to me, it wouldn't matter if it was a housing project. Just throwing it in because that's the information that's been given. You're going from house to house, 11 o'clock at night on a school night. What parent is allowing their child to leave out of the house after just getting off a job late to go spend the night at another kid's house on a Monday night and you just came off a spring break? Do you all see where I'm going with this story? So the driver's assessing all of this. Two young girls riding around in a stranger's car just to go to the convenience store to get some drinks and snacks, to then go to the second location, which is one of the other girls' home. But what bothered the driver also is that they smelled like marijuana. So now you have to ask the ultimate question. Were the girls smoking marijuana before they got into the ride share? Or they came out of a house where the adult was smoking marijuana? You see, this is the problem with doing that type of work. Number one, you don't know the people getting into your vehicle. You don't have an age of the people. You don't know if it's a child or it's an adult. But the driver had discerning spirit that these look like children, and they were. The fact that they're getting in the car smelling like weed, and naturally, the driver doesn't smoke, so the driver doesn't want that smell in their car because other passengers have to get in the car, and they may assume that the driver has been smoking. Why would they necessarily assume it was a passenger that was smoking marijuana in the car or got in the car smelling like marijuana? Do you see where I'm going? They could easily put a bad review for the driver that they had been smoking. How do they know? This is a very dangerous profession, getting into people's cars that you do not know, and also driving people around that you do not know. True story. And what is disturbing about the story is that 2 children were out at night, getting into a stranger's car, stopping at a convenience store to get snacks and drinks, to then go to one of the other children's house to spend the night, to get up and go to school in the morning. So the driver said, "You two are probably not getting ready to go to sleep." And they said, "No, probably not." And so the driver says, "What are you going to do? Go get on Facebook or the live book?" Both girls laugh. "Yeah, probably so. I do be on Facebook," one of the girls answered. So 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be getting adequate sleep to get up in the morning to go to school, catch the bus and go to school, if indeed they ride the school bus. And the driver told the girls, "You girls need to be getting adequate sleep. You stay up too late, you won't be able to be rested for your classes in the morning." And the girls also went on to tell the driver that one of them plans on going to the university after school is out, when they're done with high school. And the other girl said she was going to a community college, hour or so up the highway. So the driver said, "Good, stay in school. Continue with your studies, because you're going to need an education out here." But where I'm taking this story is, you getting into someone's car smelling like marijuana, the driver is going to wonder if you're going to even finish your studies at the high school and or go to college. And it's not to knock anyone that smokes marijuana, but I think we already know children don't need to be in a household where it's being smoked, and they don't need to be smoking it. And that's the Queen's opinion, because this is how many people get distracted. One day it's weed, then the next day it's pills, then the next day it's heroin, fentanyl, meth, crack, so on and so forth. No school is on the agenda. And it will be sad to know that these kids came out of the house of a parent that was smoking marijuana and knew that these kids were going to be getting in the car with a stranger smelling like marijuana. How about that? So you ask that question. Were the children smoking marijuana, or they came out of the house from a person that's an adult that was smoking marijuana? In the end, it probably doesn't even matter, because the child is still inhaling the marijuana, even if they're not a smoker. And sadly, they're going out into the darkness, getting into a ride share with a complete stranger. Even if it was a woman, you still don't know that person, and you should be in your house in the safety net of your parents and guardians, and not roaming around at night. Because in the end, whether it's a ride share, walking to someone's house, walking to a convenience store, getting in a car with a friend or associate, these are children under age of 18, still enrolled in high school, and should be inside at 11 p.m. That's the point of this story. Is that every day you take a risk going outside your house. And no matter what your profession is, rideshare driver, customer, you don't know people. And children have no business roaming around the streets at night, and especially getting in cars with strangers they do not know, whether it be a woman or a man. Because in the end, we have heard horrible stories of people being picked up by drivers, assaulted by drivers, and also customers assaulting drivers. True story. This is going to be a compilation of stories told to you in the viewing audience pertaining to ride sharing and the experience of a ride share driver. I want to thank you for your time. Like, share, subscribe, drop your comments below. Please check my community board for said information and updates and breaking news and polls. If you'd like to donate to this great network, $ Big Angie, 129 Cash App. You all have a wonderful week. Stepmother 2 is the movie of the week. I will be back with more interesting stories true stories, crime vault stories, and much more. You have been listening to Rideshare Story Number 1. All truth and facts. Look forward to bringing you another Rideshare story. People have decided to share their information with me, and I've decided to share it with the viewing audience. You have been listening to The Vault. Exhale. Thank you for your time.